Hi family, welcome back. So for our lentil patties, we're going to be using 2 cups of dried lentils, and here I'm using the half cup measurements, and so I'm using 4 of these cups to make a total of 2 cups of dried lentil. Now I forgot that I was supposed to soak them last night, so I'm going to just give them a quick soak with some hot water. And so I'm going to put enough hot water on here that's twice the amount of lentil that's in here. So that's going to be 4 cups of hot water approximately, because it's going to expand in size. And then I'm just going to put that aside for about maybe 3 or 4 hours to soak, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so it's been 4 hours and my lentils are nicely soaked. I'm gonna give them a very good rinse, and after I've rinsed them, I am going to cook them in this pot. I'm gonna cook them with some vegetable broth. You can use vegetable stock if that's what you have, or even water. I'm going to put enough of that stock on there, just enough to cover the top of the lentil, because I don't want too much liquid in here. Then I am cooking a whole packet of quinoa, which is about 3 cups of quinoa, maybe 3 or 4 cups of quinoa. And I'm giving it a good rinse. I'm also going to soak this for at least an hour before I cook it. And so as you can see, I'm rinsing it very well before I soak it. Now I'm going to soak it in enough water to cover it in case it expands in size. And then I'll set it aside for about an hour. Now I'm going to wash my carrots and cucumber to make my carrot and cucumber salad. And I just put a little bit of baking soda in there. I'm scrubbing them clean before I put them in the solution. And I'll also leave those to soak for about an hour in my baking soda solution, because I want to keep the skin on. These are supposed to be organic produce, so I want to keep the skin on. And so it's been an hour, so I am rinsing my quinoa. And then I'm putting a little bit of rosemary, dried rosemary and dried thyme, and also some more of that broth, enough to cover just the top of the quinoa that's in my fast cooker. I'm gonna let it go for the same setting as rice, which is about 15 minutes. And I left my lentil to cook for about 20 minutes, and so now it's 20 minutes, and as you can see, all the liquid has been absorbed by the lentil. So I'm going to crush some of the lentils, and this is going to create somewhat of a pasty situation and that's going to help to hold the lentils together. There I just added 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. You can also add almond butter, and this is going to help to hold the patty together, add a little bit of nutrition. And yeah, the lentil is still warm, but it's nice to work with it with the peanut butter to get it evenly distributed. Then I just put some chopped onions, fresh thyme leaves, and some chopped rosemary. Lentil is still warm, too warm for me to start making patties with them, but I'm still making sure that I'm incorporating my peanut butter. Now I'm seasoning with some organic adobo, some cayenne pepper, a little bit of salt, and some cumin, and a little bit of cinnamon, Ceylon cinnamon. It adds a little extra flavor to the lentil. So while my lentil is cooling enough for me to work with it, I am gonna peel a medium white onion. I actually wanted a Vidalia onion, but it wasn't available, so I had to use what I could get. And so this is a medium white onion, and I'm just adding a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to caramelize my onion. And this is enough. You know, I could make it a little darker, but this color is okay. And then I'm adding a cup and a half of that vegetable broth and a tablespoon of flour. Now, I was supposed to add the flour to the onion while it was after I was finished caramelizing it, before I add the liquid, but I forgot. So in case you do what I did, you want to make sure you stir real fast so that flour does not clump up on you. And then I added a little bit of salt and some dried thyme and rosemary. So by now my quinoa is cooked, so I'm fishing out all the herbs and just raking it, as we call it, with a fork to kind of separate the grains. Then I'm adding a bag of sweet peas. No, there's no further cooking that's required here because the quinoa is hot, and as you know, you can eat your peas raw. So no further cooking is required. So now I replaced my, or I emptied my quinoa into a container, and I added, excuse me, a splash of lime juice and a little bit of olive oil. Now I'm about to fry my patties, and I'm shaping them. I'm frying them in olive oil, maybe about a quarter cup of olive oil. Yeah, kind of deep fry somewhat. And I'm shaping them. The first batch is gonna be real soft. If you wanna make sure that you're shaping them and they stay nice and firm and don't fall apart, you can do this overnight, and you know, by that time the lentil would have absorbed all the liquid and they're more firm, and they form into patties easier. Well, they stay together better, yes. But as I go on, you'll see where it still continues to dry out and they, you know, start to shape even better. But the first batch is usually the hardest, the softest. So I'm gonna continue to fry them on each side until they're nice and brown on each side, or however you want it, of course. And you can also fry a bunch of these patties and store them on the freezer. Just make sure that you put a parchment paper between each one before you freeze them, or else once they're frozen and stuck together, you will never get them separated. And you can take them out, put them in the toaster oven, heat them, crumble them over salads, however you like, a lettuce burger, so on and so forth. So here I'm almost done frying our patties. You can make them flat like I'm making them, or you can make them round like burger shapes if you want to. All up to you. Now my gravy is ready. My gravy had been cooking for about a good half an hour, allowing the onions to become nice and tender and translucent, very soft. So I added a little bit of Jamaican jerk seasoning to it that gives it a little kick that the fam loves, but it's not necessary, absolutely optional. Then I'm gonna put my gravy through a strainer. Now the onions, as you can see, they're almost cooked to to the point where they are dissolving almost. So I'm gonna press real hard and press them through the holes of the strainer, and be mindful that the pulp and the bottom of the strainer is what I'm going for. So you want to make sure you scrape that off just like so. It helps to thicken up the gravy even more so. You can also blend it if you want to, but as you can see, I had a bunch of herbs in there that are like sticks I'd have to fish out. This is just easier for me to do. And so gravy is ready, and I'm gonna set that aside. And remember, as it cools, it also thickens. I also had some broccoli steaming. I'm gonna transfer that to a container, serving container. Add a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, and then that's set aside. Now, onto our carrot and cucumber salad. So I'm using this little gadget that gives me not quite ribbons, but they are what I'd call little strips or large threads. I would use a grater to like shred them, but those threads are so small they fall apart by the time you toss them in a salad. So I prefer to do these larger threads. And I think I did about 4 carrots. Now I'm doing my cucumber, and as you can see, I'm leaving the skin on, and I used one of those long English cucumbers, or cucumber. And you do not have to worry about salad dressing with this salad, guys, because the cucumber is gonna give it so much liquid. You could just add salt and pepper to this, or just even pepper, and it will be good. But I'm gonna be adding some sesame seeds, olive oil, and a splash of lime juice, preferably lime juice. And if I were to use the shredder on the grater for the for the cucumber, it would totally fall apart. And so here I'm adding some olive oil and my sesame seeds. I think I used about a 1/4 cup of sesame seeds. You can put more if you like. And then I added a little bit of celery seeds. Tiny bit. If you put too much, it's going to be bitter, but just a little bit gives it a hint of celery flavor, which is what I like. But you do not have to put that in there. That's absolutely optional. You can also just put mayo on here or salad dressing, and you're good to go. And here I'm adding my splash of lime juice. And my salad is ready. And just like that, dinner is ready, guys. So I'm gonna make a plate and then allow the tribe to come and make their plates. I hope you'll try this recipe and like it. I hope you'll also like it enough to like the video. Say something in the comment section. This helps to send the channel far and wide, sharing everything that we share on here. Devotionals, recipes, gardening, testimonies, you name it. We share as we feel impressed. And so by liking the video or interacting, it helps to get picked up by the algorithm, as you know. Everything smells just fantastic, and I am just about ready to eat. I don't think I could go another 10 minutes, you guys. I think on this day I had school, I ran some errands, but I was adamant about making dinner and doing this recording. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of gravy and then I am finished. I hope you will consider subscribing, join the community, as we're trying to build a community here to encourage others. Until the next video, guys, God bless. Bye.